local and global. Oh, celebrity gist.
Studio.
Tuesdays.
And a good morning to you once more, Lagos. You're tuned in and listening to Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. It is 15 minutes gone past 8 today, Thursday, the 28th of June, which means it's Grapevine time.
Yes,
in the studio, we've got Valentine as usual.
Folu.
Yes, and joining us, we have James Silas. Good morning. Hey, the energy's on 1,000. Good to hear this morning, James.
We're never ready for that.
Fantastic. We were never ready. You were never ready. How are you doing this morning, James?
Beautiful.
Fantastic. So we are all ready to talk brand new music in usual Grapevine tradition, as well as the entertainment stories circling for the moment. So if you want to join us in this conversation, first of all, go up to our YouTube channel. We are streaming live. You can check us out at youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. And you can see our beautiful faces up there. The other thing you can do is send in your comments with regards to the new music this morning and the stories. Send us your messages to our WhatsApp number, which is 0809 444 0981, or tweet at us. Just make sure you use the hashtag Grapevine981. Now, new music. I'm loving the new music at the moment that's being sent my way. A lot of people are forwarding music in our general direction, and I have to say, even though I don't always have time to listen to everything, it's always a pleasant surprise when you find somebody that you're like, I think maybe Lagos should hear this too. And that's what happened in the case of someone whose music we're going to be playing in just a sec. His name is LC Gomba. That's Lyrical Chief. I think that's what the LC stands for. So that's very interesting. So he's got a brand new song. It is called Shine Your Light. We're going to listen to that. And then we've also got brand new music in from Uzikwendu. Yes, the rapper Uzi is back with a new song titled Lamba. But first, let's have the newbie in, shall we? Here is Lyrical Chief Gomba. This one is called Shine Your Light. It's a little bit of a reggae vibe. Let us know what you think.
Oh yo yo, oh yo, yeah. Blessings follow, blessings follow, blessings follow. Oh I bless up the fire this year, my lyrical champion this yeah. Reporting live from Zion Boulevard, hear me now. We get laughy hold, we put her hand right around. Oh, she want me, you pesos, so she can go to buy. Bumbo clad and chase we in a neat country jungle, where the living heart is full. Oh, you want shine light, yeah. When I walk that I came mommy drop papa, show the no we got that hook like a man fisher, shake your pom pom like a cherry. Mommy wine to your heart beating.
All right, there you go. That's Lyrical Chef. I wish I could say with the accent. I just really, I'm not quite there. Lyrical Chef. Okay, there you go. Shine your light. Shine your light.
Shine your light.
Shine your light.
We love it.
Okay, and that's the name of that song, guys. What do you think? James, I'm going to start with you.
It was very groovy, happy song. Of course, the elements of non-originality there.
Yeah, a little bit of a sample, a heavy sample.
But hey, it still sounded nice to listen to. I loved it. This is the first time I actually come across this guy.
Same,
so to speak. And I was like, wow, where were these people before? Where have you been? Because he sort of gives me that vibe. I don't know if I'm still going to play the other one.
No, I'm trying to see, because we did try to invite Lyrical Chef into the studio today. It was very short notice for him, but I think he will be in on Tuesday, hopefully. So we'll sample his other song then. So I want to save it till then. Yeah,
because it would be nice to actually hear, to pick his brain where his music and messages are coming from. It would be nice. Right. Well, beautiful. I like this one. It was nice.
Right. I like his use of patois. I like how smooth it sounds on that song. He really represented what Egyptian would have done in his version of what Egyptian did in this version of Holdia. And for something that sounds familiar, it just gives you a familiar feeling. It sits very well in our hearts, especially. I'm talking for myself. I don't know about you, Lagos, but let us know on WhatsApp 0809 444 0981.
All right, there you go, Lyrical Chef. There, definitely want us over. And I have to say, for everyone out there who's just saying, "Oh, I'm trying to send in music," you guys listen. Can you please don't just send a forward, send an actual message. message. And that's what made me listen to this song, that he wrote such a nice email, and it was so politely worded, and he clearly thought about what he wanted to say, that I was like, well, I have to give a little bit of time and effort. So that's your cover letter. Please write it well.
Besides, I think it's rude to just forward your music. Come on.
Well, some people don't know. Please just forward. We too are busy. We can also put you on pause. So okay, let's move on. We've got more music coming your way. This time is from Uzikwendu. We haven't heard from this rapper in a while, but he is around. We are watching his fitness lifestyle. I'm usually trying to run away from him in the gym so he doesn't kill me.
I've heard certain things about Uzi's workout.
Uzi's dangerous, but he's so effective, so effective. So let's see if this track, Lamba, is just as effective. We'll listen to it right now. You are listening to The Grapevine on Smooth 98.1.
Different tempo. My job boy with a pocket full of money. Anybody will holler, I go set blow. In the back, why you put that? I told them what's up with the data. I don't want to holler, no be gragra. Why you won't bring me beef, no be sala. Get on the floor, that's my lingo. And if you're feeling me, you know what be on my ego. They tell me, say, make a do my go slow. Make a do my for my people, make a do my go blow.
Let's go back in studio. Okay, Uzi, I got into the Lamba there. I know when I did hear the title of this song, I was like, really, we had to do that. Everybody's giving us Lamba now. Uzi, you too. But I don't know. This just might have worked. What do you think, Valentine? What are your thoughts?
I think this is a perfect song to run to. If you're going to use the treadmill this morning, you're just going to take a break.
Get on the treadmill with this one.
This one is the right song to run to. And it's really good. It's packed with the kind of energy that we know Uzi for. And the way he laces his lyrics, it's a good blend of where he's originally from, the eastern part of the country, and I mean it vibes to every sound that they're familiar with in that part of the country, and also extends to people who love music like that in Lagos. And Lamba is a track, is a hit track there.
You think so? All right. Like James, what are your thoughts?
I mean, if these days the situation is you can't just sit there in water and then soup went through your eyes. These guys, if you followed Uzi's music from the past. You know, Uzi is not, he doesn't come to play when he's in the booth, you know. Uzi is a hardcore, very fast, I don't know how he runs his tongue, you know, kind of rapper. So this is sort of him, not pedaling down a little, you know, to make it more enjoyable, more fun for people, and which is, I think it works, you know. But the problem I have is I can't even remember. The one that comes to mind is even this collaboration with what's his name, Vector. On the remix of, you understand what I'm saying? So it takes, I don't know, he needs to be more consistent.
Consistency. Well, interesting. So Osagie is sending in her messages because she's stuck in traffic. Osagie, you know I'm shaking my head at you, so just know that, yeah. But I will read out your messages nonetheless. Says, first of all, the LC track isn't bad. I'm talking about lyrical chef Gomba says, I got a bit of the Egyptian sample. It's a groovy listen, so good effort. But I really wish that Uzikwendu didn't talking about Lamba. There you go, just being very honest. Even for me, I'm not entirely, like you said, I think Valentine, you pointed out something very clear that Lamba is definitely a track for the gym, and I think Uzi's music at the moment is very much workout focused and inspired. They tend to be tracks that get you sort of really hype and really moving. But for just a song that I would just listen to, I'm not sure that I would. But on WhatsApp, we also have more messages coming through. Oye Beula says, Oye says, I think the song is cool, talking about the LC song, Shine Your Light. And just like you said, I think talking about Valentine says, it reminds one of Egyptian. Indeed. And more messages are coming in. Ozzy says, Uzi, I love the song. I will have Lamba on my playlist for sure. Got me dancing in my car. And yes, I will jam this while driving anytime. So there you go. I like that. I like that everyone has their own opinion about all the different songs. While Jure from Ishaga says, Lamba from Uzi is phenomenal. This guy isn't playing at all. Just like Stamina. There you go. Stamina was another one that he put out late last year. Stamina, which I forwarded to the Grapevine. Both songs can make you come out of your car in traffic to start dancing. I'm telling you, they're hype songs. But again, for me, they're hype gym songs. While Cruz says, Valolo, you're right about that Uzi's vibe being good for workout sessions. But why the verb lace? Interesting. Well, let's just sit and ponder that while we take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to start talking about entertainment news. Uti put out a comment on social media just saying, listen, the creators of Instagram did not create this app for begging. Guys, what do you think about that statement? Think about it. Let us know. We'll be back in just a sec. It's a Grapevine on Smooth Breakfast.
Driving Lagos. Simple rules for driving safely around Lagos. Did you know that the highway code has rules about lane discipline? When it comes to 2 lanes, drive in the right-hand lane on a 2-lane carriageway, except when overtaking. Driving Lagos. Simple rules for driving safely around Lagos.
This is Lagos.
Say what? Mom, when is it bad luck to see a black cat?
When I'm not sure.
When you are a mouse.
Whoa!
Where do tough chickens come from?
From
Hard-boiled eggs, mommy.
that's my boy.
Did you know that 90% of brain growth occurs in the first 5 years of a child's life? Pick 456 growing up milk, especially formulated with DHA for children 4 to 6 years old to help them grow up strong and smart.
As the sun gets hotter, you're longing for an air conditioner. Worry not about your electricity bills. No. Enjoy the cool breeze whenever you want. We are always with you, LG new Gen Cool Air Conditioner. It brings you cool breeze on a hot day. It brings you exciting feeling. We are always with you, LG new Gen Cool Air Conditioner.
LG all-new Gen Cool air conditioner is energy-saving and cost-effective with a 10-year warranty on its compressor. Switch to its Gen mode function for small generator capacity to enjoy a constant cooling experience. LG, life's good. Football, 22 players, 2 linesmen, and 4 billion refs. But whether the game goes your way or not, Uber is the smart way to get to and from the bar or your friend's house. We arrive in minutes, and you don't have to worry about parking, so you won't miss a moment. And you can celebrate knowing there's a sober driver behind the wheel. Plus, you can add stops on the way, so you can pick up extra players. Ride with Uber when you head out to catch the game. Uber, where to?
What is that dream of yours? A vacation, further education, a business perhaps? Get started with Nescafe. Stand a chance to win 1 million naira and other cash prizes when you buy a Nescafe 3-in-1 pouch. Winning is an easy 3-in-1 step. 1. Go to your neighborhood supermarket. 2. Buy a pouch of 10 Nescafe 3-in-1 sachets and get an extra sachet free. 3. Scratch the card you find within the pouch and you can be a winner. Progress is 3 steps away. Get started with Nescafe.
Studio.
This is IBK.
Spaceship Boy, and it's your breakfast show with Valentine and Folu Storms on 98.1.
Oh yes, it's a Grapevine 981. We are talking entertainment right now. It's Valentine, myself, and James Silas in the studio. And we've got messages still pouring in. Big shout out to everyone who's sending us messages. Do remember our WhatsApp number is
0809 440 981.
This one is in from Tega from Satellite Town, who says, Oshe Uzi. Uzi just made me shaku shaku in my corridor. Good jam for this weather. And says also, Grapevine got an eye on LC. Yes, Lyrical Chef is definitely somebody that we are going to be watching very closely from now on. And this one is in from Cruz, who says, welcome back, Folu. Thank you. Says, Baba James, the signal is loud and clear this morning. We like it. We like it a lot. Now, speaking of signals, just before the break, I was talking about a comment that Uti made up on social media. Uti went and said on Instagram, the creators of Instagram did not create this app for begging. Essentially saying that, listen, he can't be the only one experiencing tons of people sliding into his DMs, asking for money, asking for all sorts of things. And he's saying everyone has their own financial responsibilities. You should never feel entitled just because you love and support someone. All of us can beg. I can beg for money for rent. I can beg for money to buy land. I can beg for a new car. You know, don't expect things from people. If people want to give, it's totally up to them. What do you guys think?
Of course. I mean, this is something that happens. You go to, I'll tell you, it's, for example, go to eMoney's page. And in fact, the guy, I'm sure he's so used to it that anytime he posts, he just tells you, you just be saying, post your account details, post your account details. People are begging everywhere. People actually go as far as creating fake accounts to,
to beg.
It's bad. I don't know.
It's a major issue. When you mentioned e-money, I just imagined his DM lined up with unread messages from now to here to Timbuktu.
That's the e-money stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine what we'll be going into the last
David.
But I feel like some of these people encourage it because you get sometimes they come out to pull posts up, asking for people maybe starting competitions or asking people to necessarily beg. Really, I feel like. Sometimes,
so basically, are you saying that we're encouraging this attitude if we're constantly saying, "Oh, listen," and you're publicizing how much money you're giving to people? All right.
Please, Baba, I have this problem. Those are the messages you just keep saying. Some people give you the stories will so touch you that man, where do I start from?
Honestly, I would think the reason why.
Please, Baba, I have this problem. Those are the messages you just keep saying. Some people give you the stories will so touch you that
he brought out this. I did not read his messages or probably discuss this with him, but I'm thinking it might be from a place of blackmail. Some of these people will blackmail you emotionally, start telling you things like quote Bible passages and make you feel bad. Emotional blackmail just because you refuse to yield to their demands. Almost like they own
everybody
you.
got problems. If you check even there's Tunde Ednots, I've seen it post several times like, please all of you when they beg money, I have a small problem right now. Who can let me send my account?
And everybody disappears.
No, come on, man.
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So does it change if it's not just social media, if it's then people you've come across? So let's say the guy who washes your car, because this extends very much beyond what we see on Instagram.
The guy that washes your car is a different thing entirely.
Okay.
Let me tell you. Imagine yourself, you're on the road, maybe waiting for a bus. Somebody that is still on that same road trekking with you comes to you and say, "Excuse me, good afternoon. Please, I have," and they just explain all these problems, and you're looking at the guy like, "Yo, bro, see traffic, people that are driving, maybe you should just check these guys that have, we are together in this."
But that doesn't make every one of them
not genuine. But hey,
it does ask the question though, why do people that you can afford to give to them when you have family, you have responsibilities, you have other people in your life? Just because they don't have the signboard saying, "Look at all the people I support." Why should I suddenly? Because I just asked this because it happened to me again. A person I didn't know just trying to get into my car and just came to meet me and started saying, "Listen, I need to do this. It's just can you?" And then when I said, "Listen, I don't even have cash," "Oh no, I can walk you to a cash point. My son's in the car."
That's what he said.
And so serious. The story just kept getting more and more elaborate. And I just thought, but sir, please no. Like I'm dealing with my own set of issues right now. Can you
please
can
no?
Literally, and I did say, I said, please, sir, I can't. I cannot help you at this point. And he just looked actually quite offended. Really quite. It was an elderly man. I just thought, is he going to chastise me now? I'm going to job slap. I really wasn't sure.
Let me tell you another thing. It can be very discouraging when you have, because I've had situations where you see the same kind of people, the same person they are holding this paper, so they have physical problems and stuff. They come to you this week. Another time, maybe 2 weeks later, you're passing us the same guy.
It's a career.
I'll be like,
same spot.
It's a career.
They got my auntie good one time. So good.
Wow.
I felt so bad for her. She was so upset by this thing. Anyways, let's keep it moving. Speaking of people who might be upset and who might be getting things good, who knows? Runtown, he's launched his own indie music company. It's called Sound God Music Group. All right. He made this announcement at a launch party in Los Angeles. And no one knows yet. Actually, no, we know that he hasn't yet resolved his issues. Let's not say no one knows. He's still got core issues. Los Angeles is not a cheap place to be. Can I just put this out there in the universe? So I've got a lot of questions as to whether this is the most progressive way for Runtown to move forward. Guys, what are your thoughts?
The funny thing is still this whole social media craze. Everybody just wants to,
So you think this is doing this for the gram?
I think he's doing it for the gram.
Okay.
Let's be realistic. First of all, to run a business in Los Angeles is not even. And then
I said breakfast. It cost you $30. It's stressful. Like what?
Do you understand?
Just breakfast.
That's one meal.
A system where how Runtown run a record label in Los Angeles.
Well, at least that's what he's announcing.
That's what That's
what I'm saying. For the gram, announcing for the gram. But realistically, man, you still have your issue waiting here for you. Eddie has not left you. Come back here and deal with it.
I mean, alongside with that, he has also launched a charity project. It's called WANA. That's We Are New Africa. It's supposed to be a way of giving back to society. They say by building infrastructure for less privileged in local communities, training schemes, all this sort of stuff. So again, in theory, it sounds very good. But why would you announce WANA in Los Angeles
It's still part
if we're talking about
it's
local?
Still part of the ground thing. It's still part of the ground. You know, there has to be an element of sympathy, like what empathy or
empathy,
how I put it. You understand? Like I said, I mean, Eric is the reading of this and looking at you like, haha, very funny.
It's almost like going to South Africa to shoot a video instead of using Lagos or some locations in Lagos. As exotic as Lagos is, some people feel like taking it to an exotic location gives you the appearance.
Bro,
look at Lagos is an exotic girl. Smooth FM is exotic.
Going to South Africa, location is even different. It's about somebody you know. This one has not even made a cover from his.
That's why I said
you're driving a Lamborghini.
It's a PR move.
So
it is.
Okay, so best of luck to the sound gods there. That is the name of that record label. We will keep an eye out. I'm very sure that there will be more drama unfolding from this, and as usual on the Grapevine, we'll give you all the latest scoop. We've got messages coming in on WhatsApp. Jibala says, please guys, I just downloaded Uzi and I want to download Shine, but I don't know how to. I really need to get that song. You can find him as LC Gombo, so if you just search for Shine Your Light on your digital platforms, it will actually pop up. Trust me, because I added it already to my playlist. And says, James, you're on point to the beggy thing in Lagos. And yet they say we are not the poorest. Indeed. And this is in from Am I from Akoka, who says very soon in schools and entertainment academies, people will start reaching the Kiss Daniel and Runtown model as case study. I hope they do. Says we in the abroad though, earlier of all places, hashtag where done sir. Again, Eka Bomami Storms. Thank you very much. We're back. Let's see. Moving on, the Oscars, about 4 Nigerians, including Omotola Jalade, Ekende, and Femi Odugbemi, have been invited to be members of the Academy, which is very cool. They've been invited to be voting members, and we should know that the Oscars have made visibly improved racial and gender considerations in their 2018 list. So I guess we're part of that. That inclusive nature of the Oscars. But what do you guys think about this? Because Omotola posted, she was very excited by it. Your thoughts?
It's a welcome development. It's an improvement, a good improvement for not just Nigeria, for Africa as well, especially the movie industry. I mean, like you said, so I hope it extend to where they start also recognizing and appreciating our actors, even here in Nigeria and Africa. I don't think this is something. It's a very, very laudable achievement. There's so many actors here, so I don't know. I don't know what criteria. I don't know how they got to
pick them up.
Even at that.
I guess they've made their name. Congratulations on Omotola Jalade Ekinde. But I'm going to be cautiously excited about this because as much as it gives recognition for music, like game changers in the movie industry from this part of the world, I do not think it will necessarily affect the choice of people award recipients in the near future. I feel like Nigerian music and movie industry has a long way to go, but we're progressively getting to that stage. But now,
talking about the receiving part of it is. Just by the way, let's start with recognizing, first of all, getting nominations.
It's all inclusive at this stage.
Well, if you've got people who are voting members, what it does mean is that you have more movies from those people that will be considered.
Okay.
It's a consideration because it's consideration for whether or not you're going to get a nomination, right? So it's just making sure that you've got a seat at the table, so that you can be represented. So that should be interesting. Congratulations to them and congratulations to us in certain ways.
True.
Speaking of congratulations, DJ Neo is breaking the Guinness World DJing record. He has been DJing for a while, but he set out to break the Guinness World Record for longest marathon club DJing, 200 hours. He's currently set up at 355. I did pop by yesterday to sort of see him do his thing. It's very interesting with the trend we've got in Nigeria at the moment where everyone's attempting to break records. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody, whatever rocks your boat, I thought it was very cool. I mean, the first one we saw was DJ Obi, right? And it was successful. And then now, I don't know how they do it. Yeah, well, congratulations.
It's good. It's a good move. It's a good strides. I wish him the best of luck.
Definitely wish him that. Make sure you find him. You can find him online. He's at Super DJ Neo. And you can go in person just to give him a bit of energy. He's going to be DJing all the way through till Sunday. 14 days is what he's going for. That's a total of 336 hours. The original record was 200 hours. I do believe that by now he's actually surpassed
Yes.
the 200-hour
have.
mark, which is an incredible feat. So please do go out and show support and love to Super DJ Neo. Just as the BET showed love and support to people who have been doing phenomenal things in their communities. We're going to talk about the Malian Spiderman as well as a number of others who were recognized at the recently concluded BET Awards 2018, and I was there to witness the historic moment. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a bit. It's the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1.
Smooth 98.1. Mommy, what key won't open any door? A monkey.
Very smart.
Here's another one. Why can't a leopard hide?
Because it is big?
No, because it's spotted.
Wow, you are one smart little girl.
Did you know that 90% of brain growth occurs in the first 5 years of a child's life? Pick 456 growing up milk, especially formulated with DHA for children 4 to 6 years old to help them grow up strong and smart.
Football, 22 players, 2 linesmen, and 4 billion refs. But whether the game goes your way or not, Uber is the smart way to get to and from the bar or your friend's house. We arrive in minutes, and you don't have to worry about parking, so you won't miss a moment. And you can celebrate knowing there's a sober driver behind the wheel. Plus, you can add stops on the way, so you can pick up extra players. Ride with Uber when you head out to catch the game. Uber.
At the end of the
You are beautiful, strong, dauntless, extraordinary,
at the end of the show,
innovative, talented, unique, aging comfort.
Stand a chance to win 1 million naira. The cash prizes while you buy a Nescafe 3-in-1 pouch. Winning is an easy 3-in-1 step. 1. Go to your neighborhood supermarket. 2. Buy a pouch of 10 Nescafe 3-in-1 sachets and get an extra sachet free. 3. Scratch the card you find within the pouch and you can be a winner. Progress is 3 steps away. Get started with Nescafe.
Studio. It's your Love Music, Love Life station, and we're back in for the final few minutes of entertainment inside the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. It's with Valentine.
And Folu.
And of course, joining us in the studio, we've got James Silas, and just strolling into the studio late.
I walked really fast.
We've got Osagie in as well. Here, Osagie.
Morning, Lagos.
Great to have you here. We are talking about very interesting stories at the moment. Just before we get into the story about the Malian Spiderman who was recognized at the recent BETs, we've got this message in from Yemi C up on WhatsApp addressing the social media beggars, saying that the ones who are begging on social media are also the same ones who troll the heck out of the celebrities.
Word.
And also, can we assume that celebrities are asking for it by showing off some flashy lifestyle? Because besides, celebs are not the only ones that get begged. The only difference is that regular folks get begged off social media. So people think once you aren't looking scruffy and you aren't carrying your issues on your head, it means you have none. There was a driver in my office who asked me for money every day until I started running from him. People need to understand that life is tough for everyone. Everyone carries their issues differently. And we've got this in Wumi from, like he says, Wana, was that inspired by watching a Boame song by Ed Sheeran and the Ghanaian artist who's ODG and Mugizi? They have Tina, This Is New Africa. What legal issues does he have? He should not add to it, Sha. But congrats on the abroad company. He should bear in mind they are not like our FIRS, so he should ask Wesley Snipes.
Wumi with the shade.
Wow. Look at that. Well, I certainly hope for the best for Runtown. I really do. Up next, Mamoudou Gassama, we should get used to his name. We should probably learn how to say it with a bit more respect. The Malian immigrant who scaled the apartment building in Paris to save the life of a dangling 4-year-old last month. He was just honored at the 2018 BT Awards alongside with Anthony Borges, James Shaw, Jr., Justin Blackman. These are all people who have performed outstanding feats. One of them tackled a gun shooter at a restaurant, saved quite a few people, and then set up funds as well to pay for the families of the victims, so on and so forth. And it's just such a nice reminder that we can all be heroes in our everyday lives. I mean, what do you guys think about this? Really?
We can all be heroes in our everyday life.
Thank you. That's so true. That is so true.
I mean, we say that, but how many times do people just walk away when you hear someone shouting or asking for help or trouble on the streets? The reality is most people turn away. Most people are like, I don't really know that.
But that stuff happens on this side of the world, because it's in Nigeria here that you go and tell someone that after an accident you're helping the person, the police still comes
and takes you with them.
In fact, lock you up too. So I mean, I just.
But should that be a deterrent? Should that be a deterrent? Really?
Oh, you just have to use your brain.
You assess the situation. Like, if I help, as what happens to me.
Look around before you help.
Before you help,
you see them coming. You just
but help nonetheless.
Yeah, because the reality is, let's be honest, in each of the cases of these individuals, when they helped, they didn't have time to think. They didn't think. They just helped. Because if they thought about it, they probably wouldn't have. That's the truth. If this Malian guy had thought about it, he would have said, what if immigration will now come and ask me for my papers? Let's not forget that he votes into this place. So I know that we shouldn't just put ourselves at risk regardless, but we do have to remember that every time we stop to say, oh, but what about me, you lose the incentive to help somebody else who could really use your help.
In fact, I'm looking for a still picture of that scene of saving the child, really, because it was just one person climbing up.
He went up
and then everybody else down there were holding their smartphones.
In less than a minute.
It was like magic.
He literally just went.
Yeah. And he didn't stop. He just kept going. And
it's really, it gives me this very happy feeling to see that James Shaw, amongst these other people, are continue receiving recognition as well. Because if you recall, at the MTV Video Music Awards, Chadwick Boseman, that's Black Panther, handed his own award to the guy, saying these are the real life heroes. Like, we're just heroes in movies, but these are the ones that walk among us every day.
Absolutely,
it's a great thing.
And we must remember that it is an important example to set. It's an important thing to look at. We've got up on our live stream 21 Ecstasy says, guys, the begging in this part is real. Talking about the social media begging and just real life begging as well. Yeah, it's sort of tough. It's tough out there. But speaking of begging, please, we have to talk about this Damon Dash story very quickly, okay? Lee Daniels, and the reason I say begging is because Lee Daniels went to beg Damon Dash for $2 million to help make his film a while ago, and this story sort of goes back and back and back. Remember the film Precious, right? Just broke records. It was such a moving thing. Monique was in there as well. At the time, Lee Daniels needed about some money to finance the film, and actually borrowed about $2 million from Damon Dash. Turn around, the film then turned around about $63 million. Lee Daniels never paid Damon Dash back this money.
Boy.
So Dame Dash then took some time to explain how his investments in Lee Daniels' projects started. So he claims in a video that he put out for TMZ, says that their financial relationship started out smoothly with the film to it. Okay, he fronted the money for the project. He knew Daniels hadn't found other investors at the time. Then it had a success to Cannes, gathered enough profits for Dash to get return on his investment, no problem. Then the next project with Shawkset didn't do as well. Dash claims the project went over budget by about $10 million. Other investors, at which point he lost control. Still, he expected to be in reverse. He wasn't. And it just sort of went on and on and on till now he's just suing Lee Daniels for about $5 million. Your thoughts, guys?
Does he have the $5 million?
The money has got that interest. Devil rich.
Like, I'm sure Lee Daniels, it's either he's in a lot of financial trouble, crisis, because I don't know, like,
or is he just that guy?
No, he might not just be that guy.
Why not?
He might just not be that guy. He's never paid. But then again, I have a question for Damon Dash. If he's never paid, like, how come you kept...
Well, he paid the first time. That's what he said. The first time was fine. And the second time, there were other investors as well who jumped in the front. So he's like, okay, this is my guy. And after that, he's like, hey.
Alpha.
Hey.
But then, Jigga, I'm sure they'll sort it out. I'm sure they'll sort it out.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. The people that have $5 million to be loaning each other, to be spending on money, and be going overboard, $10 million over budget.
And you have to be watching it. Maybe
he's very alright.
Maybe this Daniel just bought something that he will do.
You guys
Guy,
just cracks
you
me
owe
up.
me.
It makes me feel like, we're having a conversation about some certain amount of money. This down is above us. Let's just stand outside and discuss our own amount.
Our own amount, $5 million.
Very, very serious stuff here. Very serious stuff here. But there is a lesson to be learned. If you are an investor or you decide to invest in someone's business, have the terms be very clear. And the minute that you fault on anything, make sure you start getting your money back. Don't wait for them to default multiple times. And that will just cause you problems.
It's not my guy in business.
Indeed. And we're pretty much done. I did want to talk or mention very quickly about 50 Cent mocking Terry Crews for being a victim of sexual assault. What do you guys think about that? He says you're too big, basically, to have had this happen, because Terry talks about how he was raped and his wife just watched.
50 Cent should just hold. He just hold. He keeps going out with the hold the strap or get the strap hashtag. He should just
strap.
And he pulled down the post from Instagram after a while.
Yeah, because I don't think something should be laughed at.
Nah.
I think that's a very serious issue, and it was a very brave thing for Terry Crews to come out and speak on, especially knowing that people would ridicule him. But you have something to say, Osagie?
I don't want to add to.
No, just go in.
50 says, but have you seen Terry Crews?
I have seen him. Yeah.
With so.
Yeah.
There's also a video of him talking to a senator, and the senator says, "Well, why didn't you react?" And he goes, "Well, the first thing I wanted to do was react with violence, but let's be very honest. This is America, and being a black man in America, there are very few chances and opportunities that you get. So your reactions have to be very guarded." And that was a scary, a frightening, and a very sobering thought. Is that no matter how physically muscular you think you may be,
but then
the system.
The thought of it.
Have you seen this guy? They had like a reality show
about
a while back. It's very calm.
Yeah, he is. That's the thing.
He was in Everyone Hates Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he deliberately has had to play down his physicality and his strength by being completely opposite in personality, because he. Let's be honest again, in America, I'll be very honest with you, if they see that a person like Terry Crews on the street, he just looks like a threat, and it means that you could lose your life for simply, I don't know, reaching for your phone.
He made a very profound statement that I think we should take away from this. He says, abuse knows no size.
There you go.
This is very profound.
But then speaking in 50 Cent's behalf, on his behalf rather, I don't like when you hear it, when you hear something like that happen, and then you see Terry Crews, the first thing that comes to you is like, how did that happen?
But your second thought should be, let's not mock it on social media.
Exactly.
A big also, we're done. We're well over time actually, but a big thank you to our analysts for showing up this morning. Find them up on Twitter. And we've got to go. Coming up the final hour of Smooth Breakfast, you Lagos get to talk. Good morning.
It's live on the Smooth Breakfast Show.
I said how did it happen?
No, but
very, very close.
coming from 50, just this one.